Being a disabled veteran, and to explain that, back in 2000, I suffered secondary burns to my legs while risking my life for three soldiers back in Kosovo, November 16th of 2000 to be exact. Amongst that part as well, I also, I unfortunately I lost a daughter back in '97, and then she goes, there's an amazing man that you need to meet that would definitely help you because he's helped me, and that's where Lance comes in. I'm blessed to have you as a part of my life that has been a part of a success, really, and giving me my life back. That's where I'm telling you that's the one thing that's means the most to me, and not just to me, but to my family. So, Lance, is you've done more in my life in months than years and years of PTSD therapy.
This is Lance Debris, president of the Clarity Coaching Center, sharing another successful client's 5-star story. Enjoy.
What's up, everybody? Excited to share with you another successful story here today with my friend Tom. My name is Lance. I'm the president of the Clarity Coaching Center, and let's get right to it. Tom, tell us a little about yourself. What do you do? Where are you from? We'd love to hear about you, man.
Yeah, my name is Tom Bloss. I'm a United States Army veteran. I'm also a Krav Maga instructor. I teach Israeli self-defense. I'm also a personal trainer, so I take care of one-on-one and groups in North Dallas, really the whole Metroplex. So I work with all walks of life, from kids, women, men who just have never had their ability to be able to release their full potential, whether it be just weight loss, gaining strength, or just overall confidence, uh, building their bodies really back to what they need to be, for themselves, for their families, and then of course teaching the Krav Maga side, which is the self defense. I have all walks there, from people who have never been attacked to the unfortunate side of people who have been attacked, from rape, sexual assault, held at gunpoint, apartments broken into, carjacking, all these different things. And then, of course, the striking side, or boxing side as well, from professional athletes all the way down to people who have just never done it before.
Something I appreciate you, Tom, is you have such a big heart for this, man. I mean, I've really seen you impact some lives and really help change people's lives, connecting back into their body, connecting back into their strength and things like that.
Yes, yes, definitely. It's been a huge blessing.
Well, I'd love to know, but before we worked together, like, where was your relationship with yourself? What was going on? What was happening before we had an opportunity to meet each other and get into this amazing work?
Being a disabled veteran, and to explain that, back in 2000, I suffered secondary burns to my legs while risking my life for three soldiers back in Kosovo, November 16th of 2000 to be exact. Amongst that part as well, I also, I unfortunately I lost a daughter back in '97. Went through some abuse uh, just through my family, and everything. I would go to my PTSD therapy through the military, and just found that there was no. It was almost like I was just spinning the wheel. It's like a hamster on a wheel, right? Nothing was really changing. It was affecting, not only, of course, taking time away from my business, but also it would affect my family. Just with either um, my ability to be able to express my anger, just things that I was feeling, that, unless you've had PTSD, you don't really truly understand what the person's actually going through. And of course, with Lance, I'll get into that. Lance has been such a huge blessing. Not only the amazing opportunity, I truly feel that God actually, they connect people into your life without you truly understanding why. That's the amazing purpose of his. Is that a young lady by the name of Lauren? I trained her some years ago, and then we reconnected again. So I'm at the same facility where her husband and I are both trainers at, and she started training with me again. And then she goes, there's an amazing man that you need to meet that would definitely help you because he's helped me, and that's where Lance comes in.
Thank you, Tom, for so much of those kinds words, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah, Lauren has been amazing. Such an awesome person, man. She's
yeah.
been a blessing to both of our lives. That's quite a lot going on, and that's definitely some serious things you had happen. It's like, what's a mix of, like, what was that main thing, and tell us a little bit of how that main problem was, like, well, how's it affecting you and overall like quality of life? Like what was going on?
A couple of things there actually. Through having the PTSD, I had so much resentment towards specific people for reasons of, for my burns. And I had so much, I was actually angry with God when I lost my daughter back in '97. I was angry with my dad for the abuse and all this other stuff. It was affecting my life on impact where sometimes, either I wouldn't go to sleep or I just very felt so unrested. My schedule was completely out of whack. I was so busy trying to create happiness for others that I would never have like me time, if you will. I also felt for so long that I was not worthy. Um, not worthy of a lot of the good things that were happening in my life, and I needed to change it. I can definitely tell you just from experience, if you don't have an outlet, if you don't have the right person coaching you or helping you, it doesn't change.
I love that. Speaking of like having the right fit, what were your like the biggest concerns for like us being a right fit? Is there anything that came up to your mind, like money, time? Maybe this would work. What comes to your mind
Yeah.
with that question?
Well, when you've gone through PTSD therapy as many times as I have, do you feel like you're okay? Well, this is, I guess, just going to be another person I'm going to be talking to, right? Of course, the slight difference, of course, for me, what was the one piece was the financial side because it's for the military. Of course, it's something that's provided. This is something that does have to come out of pocket, right? And that was a concern. That was a concern for me going forward, and actually looking at this as an opportunity. The other thing, of course, just because of lack of me time, was finding the time. I didn't know if I would ever be able to fit a schedule or even have the schedule, have the time, to be able to do this and to be able to succeed at it. Anytime that I'm not at work and that I can be with my family, I'm trying to use it that way, right? And then, of course, when we got started, it's like it benefits me and it benefits my family for being able to make this time.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like I think you were waking up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and like hitting the gym, working with people, doing stuff, and then you started. I think if I remember right, maybe left some of that going like, hey, it's time to find a little bit of better balance for sure.
Yes, because my typical Monday through Friday is waking up at 4:15 and starting my first class at 5 a.m. So I deal with 80 plus clients every week. It's making sure I just truly had no structure, and that's one of the biggest takeaways that I can give you from working with Lance. Working with you has definitely helped me in so many different ways, but to be able to really see that I am worthy for all these different things.
Mm,
So,
I love that, man. Tell us more about, yeah, what results have you seen? How is the PTSD, the burn stuff, everything else, like the me time? Like, give us a sort of snapshot of where you're at now.
three of the things that have really definitely impacted me from your program really has been first and foremost forgiveness.
Mm,
Forgiveness for me is a huge thing because it's like in Krav Maga, just to give you an understanding, self-defense, right? You don't stop until your threat is completely annihilated, right? So for me, forgiveness, I was, it's like I would look at Oscar, for instance. This is a gentleman that affected my life, where I had so much resentment because I felt that day would have never happened. My burns had never happened if I never witnessed what he had did that day. And Lance, you actually taught me how to forgive him and actually say, you know what? I forgive you, and I take back my freedom, and I'm not held or I'm not bound down by that, right? The resentment that I had towards my dad for the abuse. My dad is a Vietnam veteran, and just all of his anger and everything else. Still, it never justified what he had done as far as abuse
mm,
wise. But at the same time, it's like I can't. I can't keep that or keep that grudge. Another good analogy would be if I can't forgive him, it's just like, God can't forgive me for every transgression that I've ever done, right? But he does give us that, and that's through grace, right? So, if he's willing to give us that grace, then I have to be willing to give you that grace as well. The second biggest impact or definitely accomplishment with your program has been a structured schedule. For me, you would think because I have a military background, I'm structured in everything. That's not always the case. And when you deal with as many people as I deal with, and I just got through saying over 80 plus people every week, most trainers, just in general, don't have anything even more than 30 people that they deal with. So it's finding that balance, right? Committing to that schedule and saying, okay, this is what I'm doing from A all the way to Z, and that's it, right? Not going outside of that. And the purpose of structuring that schedule actually came with my biggest accomplishment, which is me time. Me time, I can tell you exactly the days, right? On Tuesdays, I get a massage, I deal with chiropractic, so I do things for myself, right? And because people see my hands on a daily basis, whether I'm teaching Krav Maga or anything else, yes, I'll tell you as a man, and I'm very comfortable with it, is that I will get a manicure, right? I'll get a pedicure. And the reason why is because I got to take care of my hands, got to take care of my feet. The last thing you want to do is see an instructor with crusty hands, crusty feet, or anything else, right? Especially because you're working with them closely, right? So yeah, taking care of myself. It's been a huge thing. One of the other things, because I have, and when you understand Krav Maga, boxing, or anything else, I'm the person who's taking the blunt of the force. So I need to have that release. So my release actually comes on Fridays. So Friday, I work with another Krav Maga instructor. It's on my Instagram. That's on there. It actually, you get to see and witness, I get to hit, right? So, and it is, I'm so thankful that I actually have the right person to be able to give and take, because when I'm the one who's always taking, and I can't haul off and give, right? Which is also a safer thing for clients. But it's my way to be able to just go. On Thursdays, I get to have, it's really a fine tuning of like family time, right?
Mhm.
And that's the moment that I carve out. Been a huge blessing because it's that reconnection, if you will. So those are really the biggest accomplishments and just amazing freedoms of being able to have that from this program. So for me, I'll give you in those three. So it's forgiveness, my structure, schedule, and me time.
Thank you so much. And tell us a bit about, like, I remember us working together. You said it was the first time you lit a candle in like 10 years. So like, how was that PTSD, the burn stuff, and that, how is that now affected? Because you said you saw these other guys for like 5+ maybe 10 years of trying to get some help here.
Yes. So because of being burned, when you're fully engulfed in flames for a period of time, or actually really any time, it's you're in the fire, so you're not just next to it, right?
Wow.
So being able to light a candle, and be next to actual fire, which was a huge thing, that Lance actually that you helped me to accomplish, not worrying so much about my kids ever being next to the fireplace because of like the weather that we had previously where it was down to 20 degrees, and we were lighting the fireplace. I not once did I ever say, hey, I need you to like stay away from the fireplace, or I need you to back away. It's like I trusted that that they would make the right decisions. I wouldn't have to sit there and like hover over them, which is a huge deal. Holding a lighter or anything close, or a match close to my face, that of course, I mean, it's stupid if you end up like putting it like on your skin, right? The point though is that it allowed me to say, okay, I can do this.
So good, Tom. Thank you for all that, man. Last one is just, what would you say to someone like watching this, maybe a little nervous or scared to invest in a coach, isn't
Yeah.
unsure? Any wisdom you have there for us today?
Um, Bottom line, I'll tell you straight out. It's you want to go for it. If there's uh, so many uncertainties in life. I can tell you from full experience that Lance is you've done more in my life in months than years and years of PTSD therapy. It's finally I'm off of that hamster wheel, right? I look like a hamster. I'm joking, but I'm off of that wheel, right? I no longer have to worry about getting into the VA to tell a stranger, and that's one of the things I can definitely tell you is that, Lance, you're not a stranger to me. I've been able to release so much more where, to me, you're like family. And I'm not saying this because of recording. I'm actually telling you the truth. I'm blessed to have you as a part of my life that has been a part of a success, really, and giving me my life back. That's where, I can tell you that's the one thing that's means the most to me, and not just to me, but to my family. So, when I see Lauren tomorrow evening, I'm going to hug her tight and tell her thank you. Of course, I can't hug her too tight just because of the baby, but I'm definitely going to hug her tight. I've already hugged Alan. I also don't want it to be creepy, but it's all again and again. Thank you so much. Because you've affected my life, and I know for a fact that you'll continue to affect more in such a positive way. But you really have. You've opened up the doors, for my life and be able to give me back, and I'm no longer surrendering, pieces of it. So thank you so much.
Tom, you're so welcome, man. You know what? I just want to compliment you, man. You stood up, you did the work, you made it happen. You went into some places in your heart and soul, and you forgave and you made those decisions. So I'm so proud of you, man. And thank you so much for being an incredible person to work with. And I'm excited. As I know we've talked about doing some things in the future together. So
Yes.
I'm looking forward to see how we can do that. Well,
Yes.
anyone watching, you'd love to explore how we can help or I can help personally, please go to the claritycoachingcenters.com, book a free call. Would love to get to know you, get to chat. And thanks so much, Tom. Thank you, everyone. And y'all have a blessed day.